The Eastern Business Report, where we look at the business ecosystem in the Eastern region and discuss topics affecting the region's economy. But first, let's take a look at some of the major business and development stories making headlines across the Southeast, beginning here in Enugu State, where the Enugu State Governor Dr. Peter Mbah has positioned Enugu State as a rising investment destination. In a speech delivered last Friday at the House of Lords, Westminster Palace, London, tied to the moment of significance, Mbah traced a narrative from Africa's evolving global image to national reforms in Nigeria, before narrowing his focus to Enugu's economic ambitions. He argued that Africa is increasingly being viewed through the lens of opportunity rather than risk, with Nigeria playing a pivotal role as the continent's most populous nation and one of its largest economies. At a national level, Mbah pointed to what he called an era of recalibration, referencing ongoing macroeconomic reforms by the federal government aimed at stabilizing the economy and reducing dependence on oil. Turning to subnational dynamics, the governor said Nigeria's states are being repositioned as independent economic drivers. For Enugu State, Mbah outlined a range of investment opportunities across sectors he described as curated for both domestic and international investors. These include education, aviation infrastructure centered on the state international airport, tourism and hospitality, agriculture, power generation, healthcare, and the smart city. Seeking to reassure potential investors, the governor cited tangible progress, noting that the state has already attracted more than £500 million in foreign direct investment. He added that an additional £2 billion worth of project is currently in the pipeline across multiple sectors. The Afia Think Tank Association has called on indigenous entrepreneurs, technocrats, industrialists, tech enthusiasts, health and agricultural experts to move decisively and leverage the growing range of opportunities created by the Afia state government, stressing that proactive engagement is key to unlocking sustainable economic growth in the state. The group emphasized that the Alex Otti administration has already laid a solid foundation through policy reforms, infrastructure development, and investor-friendly initiatives, but warned that the real impact will depend on how quickly local businesses respond and scale their participation. Speaking at a symposium over the weekend in Lagos, former Director General of National Directorate of Employment, Chukwu Wachukwu, who applauded the state government, said though the state has not reached its desired destination, it is no longer where it used to be. The keynote speaker, Uche Oji, former MD CEO of Nigerian Sovereign Wealth, echoed that given the level of good governance delivered by Otti, Abia should no longer elect governors and other public officers who never had jobs or businesses before delving into politics. As he called on the Abia entrepreneurs to formalize their businesses, engage the Abia PPP office, and assess the river of national and international capital that is now flowing and available. And as part the president of the association, Sam Ohabonwa, commended the state governor for delivering dividends of democracy to the admiration of the people. However, said more works are yet to be delivered. Ohabonwa enjoined all Abia professionals across the globe to think home and make Abia the epitome and signature of all eyes. Moving to Delta State, the Delta State Governor Sharif has thrown his weight behind the newly created Tax Ombudsman Office, pledging alignment with federal tax reform that need growing scrutiny over their potential impacts on businesses and taxpayers. The governor endorsement came during a meeting with the Pioneer Tax Ombudsman Chief Executive Officer John Nwabweze at the Government House Asaba, where he described the office as critical to promoting transparency, resolving tax disputes, and protecting citizens from arbitrary fiscal practices. The Tax Ombudsman Office was established under sweeping reforms introduced by President Bola Tinubu in 2025, aimed at overhauling Nigeria's tax administration system and restoring public confidence in government, revenue processes. While the initiative has been widely praised in policy circles, concerns persist over implementation gaps and the readiness of states to align with the new framework. However, Sheriff said Delta was already moving to key into the federal reforms, revealing plans to repeal the Delta State Internal Revenue Service Law of 2020 and replace it with a harmonized taxes and levies law by 2026. As the overhaul is intended to eliminate multiple taxation, improve the ease of doing business, and boost internally generated revenue, the governor maintained that fairness would be central to the reforms, insisting that his administration would balance revenue generation with citizens' welfare as it pledged immediate logistical support for the tax on bad office, including the provision of office accommodation in the state. Still from Delta State, where more communities without power supply in Delta States for over 10 years have now been reintegrated into the national grid. Governor Honorable Sharif has said he disclosed this during the commissioning of the refurbished 31-kilometer Ohabo Momadi Road, saying the development has boosted the living conditions and unlocking fresh commercial prospects. He explained that his administration is adopting a systematic and forward-looking methodology to overcome power deficiencies through the expansion of 33 kV transmission networks, deployment of new transformers, and the refurbishment of essential electrical installations in historically neglected locality. According to him, the ratification of the Delta State Electricity Law, together with the endorsement of the state electricity policy by the Executive Council, has established a robust statutory and operational foundation to more efficiently address power sector obstacles. The state government has therefore contracted the service of an electricity consultancy firm to oversee the execution of the administration's more agenda within the power domain, as the firm is presently undertaking an exhaustive evaluation of electrical infrastructure statewide, with a conclusive report anticipated shortly to inform subsequent remedial actions. Partnership between the Niger Delta Development Commission and the Ibom Air of Akwa Ibom State may lead to emergence of a regional aviation power in the Niger Delta, as it could help to boost the aircraft fleet in Ibom Air and maybe other emerging airlines in the oil region, and help air patronage in travel and high services, thus creating a strong hub in aviation in the region like Lagos. This is Sam Obuku, the managing director of the NDDC, urged fleeing businesses and investment to head back to the oil region, as he also called on indigents of the region to think of investing in the region first, regretting that the trending ground is investing outside the region. He further stressed the importance of aligning efforts between the government, NDDC, and the private sector through collaborative planning to effectively transform transit traffic into sustainable economic growth for the Niger Delta region, as he remarked that through strategic partnerships, the NDDC would create a thriving economic environment that benefits the local communities and attract further investment in the region. Obuku stated this during a meeting with the management of the Ibom Air led by George Urasi, the Chief Executive Officer at the headquarters in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Urasi of Ibom Air, however, described the partnerships as one of the airline's strategies for development through impactful initiatives, as it underscores the benefit of establishing a regional aviation hub that could not only enhance transportation but also stimulate tourism and business activities in the Niger Delta region. Still from Akwa Ibom State, where the Akwa Ibom State Governor Emirino has expressed satisfaction with the performance of the Treasury's single account policy, revealing that in just 3 months, the state internally generated revenue has climbed from 2 billion naira to 7 billion naira monthly. The TSA policy introduced in January 1st, 2026, mandate all ministries, departments, and agencies to remit all government revenues into a single centralized account to ensure transparency and accountability. Speaking during the Government House monthly prayer service at the Latter House Chapel, Government House Uyo on Saturday, Eno reaffirmed his administration's commitment to raising the state IGR in the next few months to a financially sustainable point where it can pay workers' salaries. Eno urged all government ministries, departments, agencies, and relevant financial stakeholders to abide by the set rules and standards of the TSA to boost revenue generation, warning that any act of compromise or sabotage would be treated accordingly. He also stated that his administration's development strides are based on the Arise agenda, his economic blueprint, and the needs document presented to him by people across the state. Now from Rivers State, where the chairman of Imoha Local Government Area of Rivers State, Dr. Chidi Lloyd, has faulted protests by some disengaged workers, alleging that the council leadership denied them of their monthly salaries. It should be recalled that recently some disengaged staff at Imoha Local Government Area had staged a protest at the office of the Local Government Service Commission to demand explanation over their delay in submission of the verification report and alleged continuous non-payment of their salaries by the council chairman Lloyd. Leader of the protesters, Waru Solomon, lamented that workers have been owed salaries for over 7 months despite undergoing verification and being confirmed as legitimate staff of the council, alleging that out of over 300 verified workers, only 17 have been paid by the council chairman, calling on the assembly to compel the local government chairman to the local government chairman to pay their outstanding salaries. Meanwhile, reacting to the allegations, the Imoha Council boss, Chidi Lloyd, said the verification exercise, which is ongoing in the 23 local government areas, as directed by the state governor Fubara, is intended to track and eliminate ghost workers, fake staff, and others. Lloyd further revealed that through the verification exercise, 150 million naira was saved for the council in his first term, stressing that it was intended to know the exact number of workers in the local government and not to victimize any individual. Still from Rivers State, the Rivers State government has unveiled a comprehensive tax reform initiative aimed at increasing compliance, adopting digital systems, and eliminating illegal tax collection practices, all to strengthen the state's business environment. The initiative was announced by the Israel Ibufu, executive chairman of the Rivers State Internal Revenue Service, at the Maiden Business Day IRS tax breakfast meeting held in Port Harcourt on Thursday. Ibufu stressed that many Nigerian businesses delay engaging with the tax system, missing opportunities for proper planning and legal optimization. Recent data shows Rivers State generated approximately 300 billion naira in internally generated revenue in 2024, averaging 25 billion naira monthly, the highest among Niger Delta states. Updated figure remain limited, but Governor Siminalayi Fubara disclosed in 2025 that the state consistently records between 25 billion naira and 28 billion naira monthly, underscoring the impact of effective tax administration on economic growth. Ibufu warned that businesses attempting to underreport income or evade taxes will face strict action as the agency has strengthened its intelligence and monitoring systems to track such cases. He also addressed illegal tax collectors or tout, emphasizing the government's commitment to eradicating harassment. Finally, from Cross River State, the governor of Cross River State, Bassi, has reaffirmed his administration's focus on strengthening small businesses and improving household welfare, with the disbursement of 500 million naira in loans to entrepreneurs across the state. Represented by the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, the governor said the funding initiative is part of a broader strategy to build economic resilience and drive inclusive growth. Speaking at the event in Calabar, Basi explained that his administration is shifting away from relying solely on gross domestic product as a measure to progress, instead prioritizing the Human Development Index to better reflect real improvement in people's life. He revealed that through the state's medium enterprise development agency, over 2,500 residents have received training at the Enterprise Development Center, while about 800 businesses have been screened and verified for financial support. The governor also noted that 250 million naira had earlier been disbursed to 500 beneficiaries under the Retiree Entrepreneurship Development Initiative, as a new phase is set to train and empower an additional 1,500 participants across the state, 3 senatorial districts. Further strengthening support for MSMEs, Bassey highlighted the creation of a 2 billion naira rolling fund in partnership with the Bank of Industry, offering loans at single-digit interest rate, adding that 50 women entrepreneurs have already benefited from grants ranging between 200,000 naira and 1 million through collaboration with the Nexim Bank, describing the 500 million naira facility implemented in partnership with Sterling Bank as a key component of the state's economic safety net. The governor emphasized that supporting businesses would directly translate into stronger household and more sustainable growth.